It's the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
What is going on, everybody? Michael J. Crawford, the anti-trucker here. Sorry, I'm still feeling a little low energy this week. It's been a rough week, to be honest with you, but you guys are always an inspiration to me. And Thomas, speaking of inspirations, has thrown a $1.99 into the chat. Thank you so much. Happy second Wednesday. Yes, that's right. Today is the second Wednesday of the week. If you don't understand that, well, just ask BIRDOPREY about his live stream yesterday that was apparently on Wednesday. Oops, wrong one.
Presenting the... I have to save that old person. Sam! Well, thank you very much for helping me steal this.
Ah, yes, good old Shazam. So, BIRDOPREY was actually first in the chat before I started, and Sci-Fi Guy posted second. However, after I started, Thomas Potts, as usual, was first in the chat. Thank you, Thomas. And Sci-Fi Guy, again, was second. So, Sci-Fi, that's two number twos, which is the double deuce, the ultimate award to be given out by me, I guess. And Chris throws 5 fake Canadian dollars in. Thank you so much. And I do appreciate this. No hard feelings. Here's a few more fake Canadian dollars. Thank you, Chris. I do appreciate it. Although I assume you mean hurt feelings, but good. Black Adam says he's third. Jeffrey says Turd Ventures assemble. And Captain Cat says turd, although, you know, that you're actually about fifth. Chris says, good morning. Tom says, how am I feeling? I am feeling like, well, like a truck drove over my back, to be honest with you. However, I'm glad to be here. Auntie, unfortunately, will not be joining us today. She is on a covert assignment trying to recruit other four-legged friends in the battle, the ongoing battle against Caroga. So she is at the groomers right now, speaking to other canine citizens to try and convince them of the evils of Caroga. And Black Adam says, where is Auntie? We demand Auntie. Well, I just explained that. But here he's feeling good enough to try to destroy Caroga. Well, you know, even if I was feeling horrible, any day is good enough to try and destroy Caroga. Like, how are you doing taking care of yourself? I don't mean physically. You mean like dealing with stress and stuff? I'll be honest with you. This has been an incredibly stressful time. At the behest of Mrs. Anti-Trekker, I'm actually seeing a therapist. Saw her for the first time yesterday. Just kind of dealing with it because, yes, this is a ridiculously stressful time. Not just dealing with the pain, the physical pain, but also dealing with dealing with the insurance companies, trying to, you know, worry about finances, the whole 9 yards. So yeah. But thank you for asking, though, Black Adam. Derek says, hey there, Mike. Hey, Derek, how you doing? DJ says, greetings. Rock Solid says, damn it, not first. I had to pee. Well, you know, that happens to all of us. Derek says, Captain Cat sent us over. Well, thank you, Captain Cat. Rambling Canuck is here, says, good morning, Trekker and all. Hey, Rambling, good to see you, my friend. Peter Quinn says, good evening, because, of course, it's evening where Peter is. Carlo is in the house, says, hi. I don't know if I've seen you before, Carlo, but welcome. Multi-Gunman says, hey, Trekker, how's it going? I kind of went over that already, but good to be here. BIRDOPREY says, it was Wednesday in Europe. No, it wasn't. I don't know. Said you needed help with subscribers or something. Well, you know, yeah. That's the whole thing with YouTube and their algorithm changes. unfortunately, when they changed the algorithm stuff, my viewership went down to about half of what it was before, and they keep removing subscribers. Like, I've noticed, like, people that have been subscribed forever, like, and I don't know if this is the case, but I would assume so. I got a notification yesterday that Zarkon de Grissom subscribed to my channel. Now, Zarkon has been subscribed to this channel for a long time, and that's probably just another example of YouTube unsubscribing people at random from my channel. It's really infuriating. Multi-Gunman says the Turtistani atrocities against Caroga will not be tolerated. Turtistan will be defeated. Well, the brave people of Turtistan will stand up against the evil dictator that you worship, Multi-Gunman. I hope that you will come see the light, but if not, unfortunately, you will have to be cleansed. Derek says, Peter, we've been waiting for you. Okay. BIRDOPREY says the Holy Caroga Empire welcomes all. Yeah, they abuse all. Don't volunteer for the Carogan space program. You will end up dead. And Derek's saying hi to Joe. BIRDOPREY says, Anti-Tracker gave away Auntie. No, Auntie is just out on assignment. Rambling Canuck says, also, thank you to all in the chat who attended my live stream this morning. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't, Rambling. I was actually dropping off Auntie at the groomers when I saw the notification, so I'm sorry I didn't get to join you this morning. Multi-Gunman says, Turtistan is an evil empire. They must be defeated. You are wrong about that. We are a free and open society. You just don't realize how bad you have it, Multi-Gunman. That's the problem. Mike Richard says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Good to see you, Mike. And let's see. Canuck, it was fun. Okay. Mark Andy says, Anti-Tracker, back when I was like 10 years old, my dad would have carefully would have me carefully walk on his back. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a 10-year-old around to do that. BIRDOPREY wants to know if the therapist is hot. No, she is not. She kind of reminds me of my sister. So, no. Black Adam says, Anti-Tracker, we're here for you. And remember, #MePoo. Thank you, Black Adam. I do appreciate that. And by the way, DJ, since you're here, I responded to your tweet about that Golden Turd Award for STD. I don't know if you saw that. BIRDOPREY 5, don't worry, we know you're a busy fellow. Yeah, BIRDOPREY is a busy guy, but he's evil. So, yeah. Does the therapist give happy endings? Not that kind of therapist, DJ. Greetings, Anti-Tracker and fellow nerds. Hey, Shomer. Yosef is in the house, says, I do not want to be a part of the war. I will enjoy from a distance, and hi, of course. Good to see you. Peter says, I'm alive, Anti-Tracker, just still not feeling well. I know the feeling, my friend. I hope that you get better sooner than me. Thanks, not often been to your live chats. Well, Carlo, you are always welcome, my friend, and so I'm glad you're here now. Roxanne says, remember, Anti-Tracker, shock therapy only sounds scary. I'll try to keep that in mind, but I'm not planning on any shock therapy. Mark Haney says, Anti-Tracker, will the therapist help you with your delusions that you're friends with birds and bunnies? Hopefully, yes. But I haven't talked to her about that specifically yet. Hope the back isn't giving you too many problems today, Anti-Tracker. Thank you, Peter. It's hurting like something fierce, but it is what it is. I'm just dealing with it. Derek says, hey, Carlo, Scientific Lens is in the house, says, what up, jerks? Notification received on this end today. Well, that's good. There's a first time for everything. Peter says, dead like Steve Shives. Schromer says, Anti-Tracker, and greetings to anti-stalker of cookies, eater of mail, defiler of carpets, sleeper extraordinaire, and puppet mistress of Turtistan. Yes, thank you, Schromer. Although Auntie is not here with us today, she is at the groomer, so she's out on assignment recruiting more help for the Great War. John says, hello. Schromer says, hail Caroga. Schromer, you need to stop that. You're going to encourage them. Thomas sends a YouTube link of something. I don't know what. Oh, let's see. Yes, for the first Wednesday of the week video. Let's take a look. It looks like it's a short video, so let's see here. We maximize this and switch screens. All right. And obviously We don't want to look at Auntie's empty bed. That's kind of depressing. So we'll turn that camera off. All right, and see what is this that we got here. I guess we need to unmute it.
And Jesus Christ, it's not Wednesday, is it? It's Tuesday. Damn it. Ah, damn it, I'm on the Thomas Potts calendar. Ah, shit. Mom O'Prey didn't even catch it. And
so there you go. Proof that BIRDOPREY can't tell what day of the week it is. Wouldn't Steve Shive's air run out by now? No, Peter, you have to realize that Steve has a never-ending supply of hot air. Joseph says, I had to unsub and sub back. I did not see videos on your channel beyond the Dr. Alex and Luke greetings one. Weird. That is weird. I was killed attempting to recover the bodies of the dead Caroga monks killed by anti-trucker yesterday. Kurdistan set up guns to prevent accessing the bodies. Actually, we took the bodies in for examination. It turns out that those that Bird is claiming were monks were actually pretty crappy looking androids, actually. It was pretty obvious once you got close enough to them. And they were just designed to spy on our sovereign territory. So thank you, though, for testing our defenses, Bird. I appreciate it. Roxaw says, so your sister's not hot? I'm not going to even talk about that. Yes. Sister's not a good looking afraid. Sister's not a good look in afraid? I'm not sure what you mean there, Derek. But Black Hat says, Asher, when I get my new computer, making a neutral group of free people called Celtic Sons. Awesome. Darren is in the house, says, what up, Hulk hater? I am not a Hulk hater. Jeez. Darren. BIRDOPREY says, please provide your therapist's info so we can tell her all your issues. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Please, let's see. Black Adam says, are you watching the Vic Mingaga dispensations? I don't even know what that is. Dr. Alex is in the house this afternoon. How goes things in the burgeoning Fourth Reich? First of all, we're not the Fourth Reich. We are the Free Republic of Kurdistan. We stand for freedom and democracy and love for all, except for the filthy Carogans that are constantly invading our borders. Is that Space Engineers in the background? Fantastic game. Actually, yes, it is. And just so you know, we have, Carlo, a Space Engineers server just for people who follow this channel and BIRDOPREY 5's channel. So BIRDOPREY put the instructions on joining our server on antitrekker.com, and the link should be in the description below. Let's see. I'm watching some Get Well TV, and Robinson Crusoe on Mars is on. Oh, okay. Well, that's not the worst movie ever. Let's see. LOL, Peter, at Her Majesty's pleasure for 87 days. No internet there, buddy. I was at Her Majesty's pleasure? What is that? Do you enjoy re-editing 30-minute long videos when audio levels are too low as much as I do? Yeah, that's a thrill, let me tell you. BIRDOPREY 5, do you want to borrow my Baby Cushion Days of the Week book? No, you don't lend anything to BIRDOPREY. That's it. And let's see. And Peter is saying Sylph. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Uncle Remus says, hello, how you doing, Uncle Remus? Thomas says, Antrigger, I asked Bird for evidence of any monks he refused. Of course, because they don't exist. And they're just really cheap-looking robots. L's 3 months, you do that standing on your head. Not sure, again, what you're talking about. Antrigger doesn't have issues. He has a full subscription. That is very true. Chief Cook is in the house. Hi guys, hey Trigger, what the hell's wrong with your Tude notification? I did not get any. No, you're going live. Don't know. Some people get it, some people don't. But Chief, one thing you can do if you haven't already is follow my video stream on antitrekker.com, and then you'll get a notification whenever they go live. Also, Chief, just so you know, the reason you don't see that hoodie you sent me sitting on the table behind me is because Joshua, the scarved insect, has taken it and will not give it back. So he is now keeper of the Star Trek hoodie, and it fits him. So awesome. Thomas is in Space Engineers. We'll check that out in just a minute. I was thinking more of the state of the states and at the month, or at least your head of. I was thinking more state of the states at the MO, or at least your head of state. Okay. Darren says, all kidding aside, how's the back feeling today? Did you hear about Google being questioned by Ted Cruz and the conservative social media summit in the White House? I did not hear. Well, are you talking about, like, I saw a thing from, like, I don't know, the video was posted like a week or so ago of Ted Cruz grilling some poor employee at Google that didn't seem to know what she was talking about. Is that what you're talking about? But if so, then yes. If there's something else, I don't know. I know that Ted Cruz has been on the warpath about social media lately, but I think that, and I think rightfully so. Valor says, I can't stay. Got to take my grandma to the doctor and just want to say hi. Thank you, sir, dropping by, Valor, and take care of your grandma. That's more important. Derek says, some young fellow followed me to my flat, so I threw him out. The judge says it was assault. Well, that's interesting. You got weird court systems over there. BIRDOPREY and Trigger. The stream with the bird killing birds was indeed streamed at 3 a.m. Wednesday here in Turkey, which is Asia, and 2 a.m. in Slovakia in Europe, so 1 a.m. in the UK. Joseph, don't legitimize BIRDOPREY. He's going to be freaking going crazy thinking he's awesome now. BIRDOPREY says, Turkestan is run like patterns of force, while Caroga is run like a piece of the action. You decide which is better or worse. That is a bald-faced lie. Turkestan is nothing like patterns of force. So, yeah, suck on that. Now, let's see. Peter says, in the Clink Anti-Checker, jail, Her Majesty's pleasure. I did not know that was a nickname for jail. So, yeah. Are you going to see Cobbs and Shaw next month at theaters? Maybe. It's been a really bad year for movies overall. I mean, there was Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home, but there really hasn't been much else that I've been excited about. Cobbs and Shaw looks stupid, but it looks fun. And so I may go see it. Epic Beard says, late notification, but late is better than never. Very true, my friend. I still need to message Joshua about doing some animations. Well, he's home now, so you can. Peter says, if someone comes to my place without permission, they leave through the nearest window. I'm on the 3rd floor. Well, I will remember to not go by your place without permission. Hector is in the house, says, I'm late, but feeding time here. Well, welcome, Hector. Black Adam says, Antracker, in the UK, you are in Her Majesty's prison. I feel dirty for saying that. Well, it sounds dirty. How to torture Anti-Checker with a tongue twister. A very dyslexia insensitive, I know. Yes, you should not torture me with a tongue twister. That would be mean. Commander Iron Wolf is in the house. Welcome, my friend. Not the ground floor, 2 up from there. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. FF's Mighty Jingles is live with cat video. Okay. I thought In Her Majesty's Pleasure was the name of the flagship of the British fleet. I don't know, to me, In Her Majesty's Pleasure sounds like something that, if the Queen were about 50 years younger, could be fun. Black Adam says, lol, imagine a great base all built underground with hidey holes hidden in the forest, and I can take ice from under the lake. LOL, you'll never find me. Yeah, dream on, Black Adam. Roxall says, I agree, Anti-Checker, Endgame was pretty bad. Not Captain Marvel bad, but close. I disagree. No, I think Endgame was good. We disagree on that. I'm just saying, besides Endgame and Far From Home, there just hasn't been much. Scientific Lens says, did you see Battle Angel yet? Not yet, and in fact, I talked to Mrs. Anti-Checker today about getting it so we could watch it, because she sounds like she'd be interested in watching it as well. And Mercer and Cinnabon both say hi. Welcome, both of you. I hope you are both doing well. Let's take a look now at the state of Turdistan. So, let's see. And Mercer in all caps says, so yesterday I quoted the Social Network referencing the fact that Armie Hammer played the Winklevoss twins. He played both of them. Okay. I remember, and I didn't get the quote because I'd never seen Social Network. The Queen, 50 years younger, so when she was only 98. Well, okay, maybe 75 years younger. Darren says, I saw Shazam last night, a.k.a. the real Captain Marvel. Thought it was pretty dang good. I thought the sins were good and scary and pushed the PG-13 envelope. Gotta love Darla. I actually really enjoyed Shazam. I thought it was a fun movie. And, the biggest problem with Shazam is that it feels like a Marvel movie, which, not that that's a bad thing, but it doesn't feel like it fits in with the DC universe, even though Superman has a cameo in it. And of course, there are references to Aquaman and Batman in the film as well. But it just doesn't feel like DC. The state of Turdistan, yes. The state of Turdistan. Dang, Mercer and Antrekker got me scolded by loud noises. Okay. Darren the Submariner is back. That is true. That should be the next Marvel movie. Darren the Submariner. Instead of Namor, it's Darren the Submariner. Rock Solid says, Antrekker, don't try to talk it back now. You finally admitted that you were with me in disliking Endgame. We all heard you. Even Steve Shives heard you, and he's stuck in space. No, that's not what I said. I said it has been a bad movie year, and then I said besides Endgame and Far From Home, there hasn't been much. That's what I said. At least that's how I remember saying it. Ms. Nomad says, Antrekker, you had asked how to fly without a cockpit. I opened my jet seat. It's perfect for learning to fly on the cheap. Okay. Well, I appreciate. I don't remember asking about that. Oh, you're talking about in the pod. Okay. My favorite CGI animated film is the first Toy Story. After that, they all look the same, says Mercer in all caps. My favorite CGI animated film. That's a tough one. I don't know. Toy Story is really good, but Up. Man, Up just gets you. At least me. Blackham says, just remember in your mountain, I will invade your base via roof or floor, or get my group. We'll mass drill when we are live streaming, so you log into your base and empty. Well, actually, first of all, Black Adam, you do have to remember that the number one rule on our server, and I actually do want people to follow this, please, is you do not attack other people's bases unless they are online, because that, we don't want griefing. And it just sucks. I mean, if you log in and everything's gone and you didn't get a chance to defend yourself, that sucks. Did you see that Michael Bay was in charge of the SpaceX test of the Hopper? I did not. That would be hilarious. Not to be confused by The State of Caroga, The Greatest Place by Herman Schmeckelbeck. Well, yeah, Herman Schmeckelbeck loves Caroga, but that should say something right there. Please do some review video of these movies you secretly watch. I actually working on some stuff that, that's going to be fun reviews coming. Caroga was in charge of the test. Nice bit explosion. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, because of the Michael Bay thing. No, Caroga, you do not want in charge of anything that has to do with flight. Or, well, pretty much anything. Darren the Flat Earth Submariner. Yes, that's right. Animated Probs Bambi. Well, that's not CG. Are you going to see the new Lion King movie? No. I have no intention on seeing it on maybe when it comes out on home video. Cars have Mater. Mater is hilarious. My favorite CGI film, I did enjoy Shrek, but only the first one. Yeah, the first Shrek was hilarious. That's actually a good one. I didn't think of Shrek. First rule of Toontown is no one talks about Toontown. Okay. The Incredibles is my favorite. Oh, Incredibles is a great one. Up Regni in the first 12 minutes. In the Critical Drinker's accent, I say, oh, fuck off. Yeah, I'm with you. That's not good decorum, attacking when people are offline. That's the point. Yeah, we do not attack. Like, I would not attack Caroga unless I saw that BIRDOPREY was in the game. Did you ever notice Disney animated movies, there's always some death or loss that happens at the beginning? Bambi, Finding Nemo, Up, Tangled, Frozen. So much death loss. Although, do keep in mind that Finding Nemo is technically not a Disney film. That is a Pixar film. Disney owns Pixar. Disney is not Pixar. I got a big Finnish Doctor Who audio today. Okay. I got a small Finnish veterinarian Who video today. Mercer's saying bye. Why are you saying bye, Mercer? I know you said it twice. I'm sorry I missed the earlier one. But, okay, you leaving? Blackadder says, Entry, why don't you rig your own base and have secret hidden second one, so when Carogas attack, you collapse it and kill and they don't get their gear back? Well, because that would be an awful lot of work just to set a trap. And we at Turdistan don't believe in subterfuge. We are more open and honest with our policies, unlike the Carogans. Pixar likes to hide things in their current movies, and that appears to be in one of their future ones. That's true. They do that a lot. Oh, CGI, I really enjoyed Inside Out. Inside Out was a good film. Incredibles, forgot about Incredibles. Yeah, that's a great one. F off, I'm so upset about Bambi's mother, and it was 40 years ago. I tell you, that got me. Big Finish makes Doctor Who audio adventures. Oh, okay. I had no idea what you're talking about. And then Darren says, Big Finish is the company that publishes Doctor Who audiobooks. Dolt. Wow. You just called me a dolt? Really? Okay, fine, Darren. Then we're going to play some Space Engineers just to piss you off. Big Finish is the UK publisher of the Doctor Who stuff, audio stories, e.g. I get you. All right. So, one thing you may notice here is that I am actually in a cryo chamber because we built cryo chambers. Why not? So our base we have 5 people on our team, so we have 5 cryo chambers there. There's Thomas Potts. Say hi to everybody, Thomas. And then we have 5 chairs there for people to do quick recharges when they need to. Med bay here so that you can do recharge there or change your appearance in the med bay. Now, this area was full of stuff before. We kind of cleared it out. It's much more organized now. And so, but we'll show you this is basically our hangar area. This is where we will build the various attack vehicles that will destroy the evilness that is Caroga on the other side of our borders. And then, if we go deeper into the base, and take notes, Bird. Actually, I shouldn't tell them that. All right, so one thing you'll notice is that we do have defensive turrets scattered about our base, so that you really, like if you tunnel in from some odd angle, yeah, you're going to end up running into a turret. If we come down here, see, like this is underneath the base, and you can see we have turrets underneath the base, so you can't tunnel up and get to us that way. So that should ruin your plan there, Black Adam. And Darren says, oh no, not Space Engineers. Mercer says, always get the orange properties. That way, if someone lands in jail, they will likely land on one of your hotels as they roll out of jail. Wow, that's just mean. Although smart. So, Antrigger, this is the Turdistani Doom Bunker. Yes, well, I guess you could say that. And then all of our production equipment is right here. So we have our refinery, our assembler, our basic refinery and basic assembler, all nice and neat instead of spread all over the place like they were before. And, oops. Now, our base is just, this is just the very beginnings of the base, but you guys get a good idea of what we're working with here. Now, and by the way, a lot of kudos to Thomas put in a lot of work yesterday on the base, as did, oh gosh, I'm having a brain cramp, but if I go to the factions, I'll tell you, Chris M did a bunch of work yesterday as well, helping me get the basic shell of the base completed. If we come outside of the base, you will see, there we go, built into the side of a mountain. And yes, we do have turrets guarding it. Uh-oh, and I'm about to run out of gas in my jetpack because I didn't grab any bottles of hydrogen. Do we have any mods in the game? Not currently, Carlo. Miss Nomad says your anti-checker's drunk, can't even walk upstairs. Yeah, that's it. Ms. Nomad says your cryo should be back down in more protected so some Yeti can't fly by and fire missiles in and destroy them. Oh, don't worry. We're still working on some of the stuff here. We're going to put a big hangar bay door here. So, and we haven't put all the walls in and stuff yet. So, I understand what you're saying, Ms. Nomad, but yeah, this is just the beginnings of the base. This is not by any means near completion. Let's see. Anti-Checker, I had to call. Do you want me to send you another hoodie? That's all right, Chief. Joshua loves it, and I'm all fat and everything. So unless you got a hoodie that's like a ridiculously fat size, I would say that's okay, because Joshua is getting some good use out of it, and so it still helps the Anti-Checker household. So, absolutely. DJ, I'm drinking. Doesn't make me a bad person. No, it does not. Drinking does not make you a bad person at all. Unless you're drinking, Carogan booze. That does, in fact, make you a bad person. You do not, trust me, you do not want to drink Carogan drinks. All right, so, still working on our basic setup of some of the stuff here. And one of the things that we are, in fact, working on is border defense, because the Carogans have made several advances on our territory, and that really needs to be put to a stop. And so, let's see, we gotta get... Where's my welder, grinder? Where's my drill? Somebody took my drill. No, there it is. Okay. And I don't remember exactly what all I need. I do need some of those. I know I need some of those. So, what we've been doing is we've designed... Ms. Nomad said, I designed and built my jet seat because I got tired of running out of hydrogen and dropping to my death. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I lost my Discord password somehow. Oh, man, that sucks. Well, I'll get after work. Does Bird have a crib as fancy as yours? Well, as long as Bird allows it, I will do a flyby of his crib. I don't know, Bird. If I do a flyby of your crib, am I going to get shot? So I can show everybody your fancy base. Isn't the refinery processing cobalt? I don't know I didn't look at what the refinery was actually processing. I was just getting a few things for doing some work. And so, let's see. But I'm still waiting to hear from Bird because I don't want to intrude upon his space without his permission. And let's see. Let's see. They're bringing a major update soon so you can trade with other factions. What do you think of that? That actually is kind of a cool idea. I think that would be neat. So, for example, BIRDOPREY needs some materials and he wants to get them from us, we can set up a trade where, hey, we need some of this stuff, and then that's all good. Oh, by the way, guys, since my phone just went off, and I just want to make sure that was not them. If I get a message from the vet, or not the vet, but the groomers, then I'll have to leave, because at that point I need to take Auntie, or go pick up Auntie. Let's see. And this week I already did it over. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Mercer. They're bringing in okay, so yeah, as far as a trade, I think that's a cool idea. Darth Kilhoun says, "Hey, how you doing, Darth? Hey, Derek? Hey, didn't know you were XFFS. No, you were X. Have said 247-87810. Anything less is a Sprague number. I have no idea what you're talking about there. What the? I'm responding in another pod. Well, Commander, are you part of the faction? Let's see. So you're not in Caroga. You are not in Empire of the Bun. So, yeah, Commander, if you are not in a... if you're not part of a faction right now, and you don't have a place to spawn, then yeah, it'll just respawn you in a pod until you set up a spawn point, which means you have to have basically a survival kit, not the one that's in your pod. You actually have to build one, or a med bay, and you will spawn there at that point. It's also a good idea to build a cryopod to save your personal inventory. Mercer says, an ancestor might maintain that when you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. If we did not fire those torpedoes, another ship did. Very true. Although his ancestor being Sherlock Holmes, a little on the cheesy side, but that's okay. Still haven't heard from Bird. Oh, let's see. I won't shoot you. Okay, Bird. But okay. You said you won't shoot me. Will your defenses shoot me? In fact, why don't we do this? Let's go to factions. Where is, if we go to Holy Koga, propose peace. All right, so accept my peace. That way your defenses won't shoot me. And then we can show. So Bird, you need to accept my peace offering there. But otherwise, I will get killed, and then I will be very mad. And so while I'm waiting for Bird to accept peace, let's do something. So I've designed a structure that is called a bird slayer for no particular reason. So the basic premise of the structure is this. Let's get it there. All right, so this is the basic structure. It is a short tower with a wind turbine on top and a couple of turrets. And so those are what we are building to guard the border of Turkestan, because we've been invaded multiple times by the evil faction of Caroga. So, you know, we need to be careful. And I see Caroga accepted the peace, so we'll go over and check out Caroga's base. See what's going on. We come in peace, shoot to kill. Now you see, if Bird actually shoots me, well, okay, you know, he'll get some supplies out of me and everything, but yeah, he will be earning my wrath at that point. I knew it. Auntie left the building. We have peace between Turkestan and Caroga. She's behind the conflict. Well, Auntie and Sassy, I do think, have a lot more to do with it than most people realize. All right, so there's the Caroga base coming up ahead. Let's clear that. So we'll clear the interface so you can see right in the middle of the screen there. I'm getting lagged, so I'm out. Have a good time. All right, Mercer, you have a good one, my friend. So here is the Carogan base. You can see that, and there's Bird. And so you can see that his base is a little more sparse. Lacking any... You know, Bird, you really need some decorative flair. Do you know how to change the color of your tiles? Because you really need some decorative flair to it. And seriously, Bird, answer me, because if you don't know, I'll show you. It's actually pretty cool what you can do. And so now I got to wait for BIRDOPREY to answer. As Bird is sitting there, hopefully the reason that his little space engineer dude isn't really moving around much is because he's typing. Oh, now he's turning around. Second Fleet Actual Entry, are you not seeing my question or how, on how to join your server? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that, Second Fleet. So to join the server, the instructions are actually at antitrekker.com. There's a link to those instructions in the description of this video. So, oh, and there's Thomas, too. Now, remember, Thomas, no shooting Bird. Do not shoot Bird. I don't need decorating. Well, do you know how to do it? Because everything is just plain gray. And so, Thomas is here as security. Oh, very good, Thomas. But seriously, Bird, you should, because, you know, you're supposed to be green for Turdistan and red for Caroga, but your base is just gray. So you need to work on that, I think. And BIRDOPREY puts the link for the description. Let's see. And that's just a reminder that I have my lovely doctor's appointment coming up next week. That I'm really, really looking forward to. He can rearrange the color using Turdistani blood. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Can you check Discord? Let me know what you think is the best I can. It's the best I can afford. I'll check it out in a minute, Black Adam. Antrekker, do you know any Second Fleet actual Battlestar reference? I assume so. Sounds like a Battlestar reference. And let's see. And Bird likes gray. Yeah, but that's not your color. That's the thing. And who's that? I don't have the interface up, so. Oh, there's Commander Shutter. Good to see you. Careful, Commander Shutter. BIRDOPREY may attack you. Can't always trust him. So, Commander Shutter, you can choose right now whether or not you want to join the Evil Dogs of Caroga or the Freedom Fighters of Turdistan. Because depending on which you care to join, will determine your ultimate fate. I would, if you want to survive, I would definitely recommend Turdistan. But it looks like, yeah, you joined Caroga. All right, so Thomas, we need to leave now. Because I'm going to reactivate our defenses in just a moment here. So you need to get out of the base. And Darth Kilhoon throws $5 into the chat. And while I'm moving back to our home base, Andrew, do you know Warhammer 40K? I'm building a Black Templar Space Marine army right now. I've heard of Warhammer 40K. I've never played it. I don't know much about it except that it's got a lot of really deep sci-fi lore. I would actually like to try it out sometime, but it's been a matter of time more than anything else. So those bird slayers that you see are the fully functional defense grid that we have, that we're building around our borders because of the recent invasions from Carogan terrorists. So we have to be very careful about that because Carogans have attempted on multiple occasions now to sabotage us, as well as just get into general tomfoolery. So now that we are back safely home, we shall end the peace with Caroga because they can't be trusted. And Darth wants number 5. You got it, my friend.
I am pleased to announce that all of you will be superheroes in this team.
Yay!
Except you, William.
Wait, how come?
It is because you are a straight, white, heteronormative Christian man without disabilities of any kind.
I just thought I could help serve others by becoming a superhero. Yeah, we're leaving. You're a terrible leader.
The Affirmative Action League, coming soon to CBS All Access, because why not? War Camera sounds like a more interesting game idea. What do you mean by that, Scientific Lens? I'm curious. What do you mean, War Camera? Or am I missing something? Is that an actual game, or are you suggesting an idea? And so now BIRDOPREY and Commander Shutter, because they don't understand the concept of faction chat, are talking about what they're going to do. Bird, are you able to recharge your hydrogen using the survival kit? And BIRDOPREY, do you want me to mine stone or search for minerals? Wow, who's in charge there? So, and let's see. Yeah, and Thomas puts in, guess they don't know how to private message. So yes, but that's okay. We'll let them have their fun. By the way, Bird, I would definitely recommend that you, if you need to recharge your hydrogen, you need to make an H2O2 extractor. Just saying. That's something. Black Adam saying protect the lake. Yes, that's our plan. We are building up our border defenses around this is Lake Turdistan, the most awesome lake ever. And so, and of course, we have to defend Lake Turdistan because it is our lake. So there. I see that it's Watiti has been confirmed for Thor 4, so our favorite softly spoken rock guy will be back too. Yeah, I'd had no doubt that Korg and Meek would be back because everybody loved them. But and Taika Waititi, I think everybody agrees, knocked it absolutely out of the park with Thor Ragnarok. So the idea that he's back, not a surprise, but a welcome announcement for sure. All right, let's go welder. So what we do here. Oh, and you see, now this is why it's important to check your coloration, make sure that everything is correct. Because it was not correct. Let's see. Korg is awesome. Meek too. Agreed. Mercer says it's working now, so I'm back. I also loaded YouTube dark themes, so the background is dark then white. I've never tried using the YouTube dark theme, but honestly, depending on what we're looking at, if it's too dark, it's hard for me to read it. You said War Camera instead of War Hammer. Okay. Yeah, okay, did I say that? Okay, I didn't mean to, but yes, War Hammer, I gotcha. So you were playing off of my slip of the tongue there. War Camera sounds like an interesting idea. It actually, that could be, like if you were like you were saying, if you're a wartime journalist or something in the game, and then you're trying to survive. Korg is awesome. Meek too, says Peter. Absolutely. Korg and Meek were freaking hilarious, and I want to see Korg though in some serious action. We didn't get much of a chance to see Korg, what Korg was capable of. Ever played Magic the Gathering? Asked Mercer. I have not. Magic the Gathering became popular a little bit after my time, to be honest with you. Admiral Villar says, I can only watch till now. Have to go. Damn you, BIRDOPREY. Well, you know, saying damn you, BIRDOPREY is usually a wise thing to say for sure. Now you might be asking, why am I building this bird slayer in the base? Well, honestly, it's just to make sure that I have all the parts, which obviously I don't, but that's okay. We'll get the parts together later. So the nice thing about these is they're freestanding, they're self-powered, and so basically all you got to do is throw some fresh ammo in them, and they're good to go. Repair any damage if they take any. And that's the basic concept there. So, oops, that was stupid of me. So I walked off the edge of our base. Hey, Darren, I walked off the edge of the world there. Get it? It's just, world is flat thing. It was a joke. Did you see Red Letter Media's Rise of Skywalker prediction video? I did not. Honestly, while Red Letter Media is an excellent channel, I'm certainly not knocking them in any way. However, I think that their Mr. Plinkett stuff is awesome. The rest of their stuff is okay. And let's see. Seems more hardcover D&D manual type of chap. Antrigger seems more a hardcover D&D manual type of chap. I actually did play D&D back in the day. Mostly 2nd edition, but I did actually play a little bit of 1st edition. Alright, so here we are out in the wilderness, and you can see here is one of our bird slayers fully functional in the field. Just waiting for someone to show up and test its defensive metal, which of course apparently already happened. Let me check our inventory. So, okay, it was this one, it looks like, because this one's used a little bit of its ammo. I put 10 clips in there, so now it's down to 9. Which, will be... these towers, as the game goes on, will of course be upgraded. Korg and Thing could square off. I would love to see that. Yep, this one has 8. And let's take a look over here. I think that a Korg and Thing team up would be awesome. Okay, looks like this one got a couple of shots off at him too. As did this one. Alright. Boy, Bird, you really did test the defenses, huh? Alright, and let's check this one here. Alright, so this one did not fire anything. Channel recommendation, Clownfish TV. They talk about the state of Star Wars and Disney. Oh, that's a Clownfish TV. That's the name of their channel. That sounds like a good one to check out then. Arch Warhammer does really entertaining Warhammer 40K lore videos. Don't play the game, but it seems very interesting and in-depth lore. Well, that's the thing though, is that it seems like with Warhammer 40K, it really does seem like the lore is more important to people than the game itself. I mean, it really does feel that way from what I've seen of it. And that's pretty impressive. Listen. Do you smell something? Great line. Mercer's always good for a Ghostbusters line every now and then. And actually, Mercer, where's the Far Side? You haven't sent me a Far Side link today. I'm very disappointed. Because you usually do. Because you and I share that, Mercer, that we both love Gary Larson's work. Enter, the wall behind the medical thing isn't green. Uh-oh, the wall behind the medical thing isn't green. Let me take a look here. The wall behind them. Oh, you're right. Look at that. How did that happen? It says light armor box built by Chris. Well, Chris apparently had to do, he probably had to strip down a wall piece and then rebuilt it. So, what happened here? Oh, okay, I see. It's because it was part of the remodel. But that's okay, easy enough to fix. And so, Yeah, one problem, and this is an interesting thing about the game, but the game itself has a couple of add-on packs to it. One of which is what gives me the ability to use this digital camouflage, which I do really like the digital camouflage pack. But it means that if other people don't have it, then obviously only the people that have it can place blocks. Now, notice though that if Thomas, and he's doing it right now, if Thomas welds the block, it will still keep the tactical, the camo look to it. So that's a good thing. So now Thomas can basically weld the blocks, and that's how we were working in tandem yesterday, is that like with these big walls here and the ceiling here was all completed by me, Thomas, and Chris yesterday. Then we I placed the blocks, and then Thomas and Chris would do the welding, so that that way we could work in tandem. If the MCU ruins Fantastic Four, I'm done with them. They're talking the Ant-Man director for it. He's not exactly great. I don't know. I think that he did a decent job with Ant-Man, but I would, as far as the Fantastic Four, finding a good director, that's going to be a challenge. Mercer says, I'm studying the effects of negative reinforcement on ESP ability. Maybe the Thing could find a home with Korg's people. I could see that being a story element where Ben could be like, ooh, yeah, hey, I could live with these guys. But then does he really want to live with rock monsters? All things considered. Let's see. Oh, here we go from Mercer. What do we got here? There it goes again, that eerie music as the shark is coming. Very good, my friend. Darth Kilhoun says, Merrick for Kurg, the Death Corp, the Black Templars for the Imperium, and the God Emperor of Mankind in our glorious eternal crusade. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean there, Darth. Ms. Nomad says, FYI, you do not have to grind down a block to paint it. Well, okay, so I've been trying. I understand that that's how it's supposed to work, but, like, if I come over here, so how do I paint this block? Because if I go into the P screen, and I pick my color and everything, which that's already good. So, and then I was told, well, just hit the middle mouse button, but nothing happens. See? So it's not repainting. So what do I need to do? I would love to know that, Ms. Nomad, because that would save some time if I could repaint existing stuff without having to break it down. The face app stuff is getting out of hand. If you're talking about like the deep fake stuff, yeah, it's a little creepy. Derek says, Into the Eye of Terror. Not sure what you're talking about, Derek. Chris says, Long live Turtistan. Chris, that's the wrong answer, my friend. What is Thomas Potts' job? Run around and photobomb anti-tracker all the time? Actually, Thomas is working his butt off. He's been doing a lot of work around the base. So Thomas gets some kudos for that. I thought Ant-Man and the Wasp were good, funny films. I did too. I actually enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp and the first Ant-Man as well. So I don't think that he's a bad director. But as far as specifically finding a director for Fantastic Four, that would be an interesting challenge. So now Scott puts in something in some other language that I do not recognize, of course, because why not? And that's not what I meant to do. Cancel. And we want paste, not print. So that was in Kambanwa is the language, and said, good evening. Well, good evening, Scott. I have no idea. Oh, it says Jap. Oh, it's Komba. Duh, it's Japanese. Okay. Konbawa. I was like, what? Let's see. Click the middle. I tried that, and it doesn't work. That's the thing. Like, look, these obviously are just basic gray. So click the middle mouse button. Nothing. So and I know, and I checked the key bindings, and it says the middle and Miss Nomad's asking. Yes, I did check the key bindings, and it shows that middle mouse button is to paint, but it doesn't work for some reason. I don't know if it's a bug in the current version or what. The only way I've been able to get it to work is to grind it down and rebuild. And let's see. Gee, I think I got all this acetylsalicylic acid. Gee, I can't get 600 tablets of that for the same price as 300 of the name brand. That makes good financial sense. Good advice. What? Oh, man. I mean, when you say acetylsalicylic acid, I think about the tick, but I'm not sure that that's from that. So I'm not sure what that quote's from. Darth Goon says it's a 40K reference. Well, that's why I didn't get it. Let's see. Cinnamon says, press 4 like you're building a block in the middle. Click to paint. Press 4 like you're building a block. The middle, click to paint. Okay, so we 4. Well, oh, okay, there we go. That works. Now I get it. So you have to have a selected block. I didn't realize that. So now I can, thank you. Thank you, Cinnamon. I appreciate that. So awesome. I appreciate that. Now I can, that'll save a lot of time. You hear that, Thomas? Oops. Thomas. So now you can place blocks and I can repaint them. So that will come in handy. Because I'm sure that it was frustrating as all heck for you to have to wait for me to place every single block. DJ says it's Ghostbusters? Really? I don't remember that. Oh, that's right. Tully. Yes. At the party. He was talking about the great deal that he got. Thank you. I can't believe I missed that. Oh, there's something awry. So but yeah, I feel like an idiot there. Let's see. Scott says, I won't say anything rude in a foreign language to you, however, I made to Discovery. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, as long as all I ask for people as far as language, I don't mind the occasional 4-letter word. What I get, the thing is, though, is that if people start invoking the name of a certain German military unit or military dictatorship and stuff like that, it seems like Google is actively tracking comments now and will not necessarily, they're not demonetizing all the time. What they're doing now is deplatforming, basically. What they've done to this channel, for example, is make it so that my videos do not as frequently show up in suggested videos. And what's interesting is my suggested videos are like constantly coming up as Fox News for some reason. And I don't watch Fox News. I never seek out Fox News stuff, but apparently they think that I just want to watch Fox News all day because every time I go into YouTube, it's suggesting a bunch of Fox News videos and AOC crap and stuff like that. Thomas says, Andrew, I don't remember how to place blocks. Well, you select, look at my screen here, Thomas. So you have your at the bottom, you can select what kind of block you want to place by hitting the associated number key, right? So if I want to place a lamp, I would place that right there. And that places the basics, and then you go up and weld it. And voila, we have a lamp. Discovery got its golden turd already. Yeah, that's impressive. I think Disney might take a financial bath on Galaxy's Edge and Lion King. Will also fall well below expectations. A solo, if Episode 9 doesn't make $1 billion, Star Wars will be dead. Well, if Episode 9 doesn't make $1 billion, then yeah. I mean, because that would be shocking. If Episode 9 makes less than... even as tarnished as the Star Wars name is right now, I will be genuinely shocked if Star Wars Episode 9 makes less than $1 billion, probably $1.5 billion. That being said, I don't think it has... what will show that Star Wars is back and healthy is if it makes $2 billion. Is it going to make $2 billion? Probably not. And the thing is that, Disney's taking a bath on Galaxy's Edge mainly, and this is where I feel bad for Disney in a sense here, because here's the thing. I know that people like to go off about Disney Star Wars, right? It's Disney Star Wars. It's not Disney Star Wars. This is the direction Star Wars was already heading before Disney bought the franchise. This was all about Kathleen Kennedy, who was already George Lucas's heir apparent before he sold out. And so Kathleen Kennedy was already going to take over the company. She already had, there was work going on the sequel series prior to the deal with Disney. All right, so this is, and so it's one of those things that, okay, it's not Disney's fault that Kathleen Kennedy destroyed Star Wars. It is Disney's fault that they didn't rein her in. They should have reined her in very, very quickly, but they didn't. And because of that, so they start building Galaxy's Edge. And keep in mind, it takes years and years and years to build one of these theme parks. And so they build the Galaxy's Edge theme park area of Disneyland, and banking on the fact that Disney is this huge, huge franchise. And then Kathleen Kennedy ruins the franchise, and now they have a theme park that nobody wants to go to. Now, there were some very stupid decisions done around Galaxy's Edge, like not including original trilogy stuff, which I can understand from a marketing perspective. You want to push the newer material, but if you don't have the classic stuff, then, a lot of people are like, I like Luke Skywalker. Where's my Luke Skywalker stuff? Scientific Lens suggests, let's see, let's go back, because I missed a couple. Let's see. Black Adam said that when I eventually get on, do I have permission to go drilling within the mountain, making evac tunnels and rooms? You can drill in your mountain anytime you want, Black Adam, but if you drill into our mountains, then you will be subject to reprisal. I'm just saying, as long as you don't violate Turkestani soil, then you're perfectly fine. And we have the only nation that we really hold a grudge against is Caroga, because they're evil. We do ask that you not strip mine our land. If you start doing that, you will become an enemy. Scott Yeoman says YouTube, etc., is all too big that the algorithms have to generalize. Well, that's why I think. Well, the problem is that they've changed, and YouTube made this public information. That's the funny thing. They changed the algorithm supposedly to help combat hate speech. And so their idea of combating hate speech is to ruin channels like mine. So apparently I'm hate speech. Scientific Lens says the algorithm associates your Christian talk streams with Fox News. That could be, which makes no sense, but yeah. It's like, oh, he's a Christian, he must love Fox. Yeah, because Christians all watch Fox News. I'm embarrassed because my mother's name is Kathleen. Well, Derek, first of all, Kathleen is a fine Irish name, so don't feel bad. And Kathleen Kennedy is an embarrassment to all people named Kathleen, all people named Kennedy, and all people who like Star Wars. And let's see. Tiki of Doom says, Answer, I disagree. Disney are control freaks. They don't just let the company like Lucasfilm alone. Disney keeps their subsidiaries on a short leash. Look at Pixar lately. Actually, interesting you say look at Pixar lately, because it really has only been very recently that Disney's taken any real control over Pixar. Most of Pixar's stuff has just been Pixar stuff. Same with Marvel. Most of Marvel is not produced. You know, Kevin Feige doesn't go to Iger and say, okay, can we do this story? No, they just basically say, okay, if, you know, as long as you don't screw it up, you're doing fine. So Disney actually does tend to stay hands off with their subsidiaries. So Pixar has been able to make Pixar films, which are not Disney animated films. Marvel has been able to make Marvel films, which are not Disney live action films. And so I just have to disagree with you on that, Tiki. I think that they are not nearly as bad as people make them out to be. Now, am I saying Disney Corporation is perfect in every way? Heck no. I have some problems with them. However, generally speaking, they have not forced. For example, if Disney was truly pulling the strings with Lucasfilm, forcing them to make Star Wars this ultra-liberal propaganda crap, why didn't they do that with Marvel 5 years ago? And really, all that we've gotten from Marvel that's even been borderline on that is the Captain Marvel movie itself, and like one shot from Avengers, well, maybe 2 shots from Avengers Endgame. Luke is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Tiki says, Pixar hasn't been good since the late 2000s when Disney started forcing them to crank out cheap stuff. Well, if you're talking about the Cars sequels and stuff, I mean, I'm not a fan of it. Keep in mind that Toy Story 2 was, in fact, originally a Disney animation film that then they gave to Pixar to fix, and they did the best they could with it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not here to defend Disney, but I'm also saying that let's not blame Disney for what Kathleen Kennedy did, because Kathleen Kennedy was taking over Lucasfilm before Disney stepped in. And anybody that has any doubts about Star Wars, you need to understand that this, you know, remember when Rian Johnson made The Last Jedi, Kathleen Kennedy was gushing so hard that she was like talking about how, ooh, we got to give Rian Johnson his own trilogy. He's the best director ever. This is the best Star Wars ever. And then it came out and we were like, what? So I don't buy it. Iger has a vested interest in everything Star Wars. That's why he's doing interviews about it instead of Kathleen Kennedy. Well, of course he has a vested interest because it's a Disney property. But I'm just saying that we got to put blame where blame is due, just like we need to give credit where credit is due. And if we start to blame Disney for the decisions of Kathleen Kennedy across the board, I think that's inappropriate. Blame Kathleen Kennedy for what she did. What is that, Thomas, that you sent me in the game? Better Turtles Cross. All right. Not sure what that is, but we'll check it out. Let me go into K and GPS. And show on HUD. I got way too many GPS things. Let's see. I don't see it. Where is it? Caroga. Maybe I need to just turn off all the excess GPS stuff. Let me see. Speaking of Pixar, did you watch Toy Story 4? Asks Luke. No, I have not. I will probably see it on home video, but honestly, Toy Story 4 I had no interest in, not because I have low faith in the people of Pixar, but because I think Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending and they didn't need it. Scott says, gotta say, I've never heard any hatred from yourself. Be right back, going for a British cigarette. It says, I'm British, so no insults. I understand. Commander Ironwolf says Toy Story 2 was actually an impressive feat in animation because how fast they were able to get it done and how well they were able to do it. Well, that goes back to Pixar they're the best when it comes to CG animation. That's for sure. Marlena is in the house. Says hi to everybody. How you doing, Marlena? Mercer says I blame Iger's hubris. I think Iger's hubris is a problem, and he was overconfident that Star Wars was going to once again make everything like, everybody was just going to go gaga for Star Wars. But the problem was that he didn't bother to look at what they were actually producing. And the warning signs were all there with The Force Awakens, right? Force Awakens made a ton of money. However, the warning signs were there. The fans were talking about it. The fans were saying, what's with this Mary Sue crap? Right? What's with, kind of pushing all the particularly white men to the back burner and bringing up, and trying to force diversity in everything? What's going on here? And they didn't heed those warnings. They just thought, oh, it's just a few radicals that hate women or something. And so they went hog wild with the Last Jedi. And while The Last Jedi still made a lot of money, it didn't make nearly as much as The Force Awakens. And then, of course, Solo really paid the price because now the fans are just completely turned off of Star Wars. And Solo was not a bad movie, but it was not a particularly great one either. It probably would have made $1 billion if Last Jedi was not so bad. And Mercer Create, once again, the caps lock takes over his computer. I have little interest in the Joker movie. If they had any faith in it, they would not make it Joker. They would just call it Crazy Clown. The Batman connection is just to sell it. You are right, Mercer. The Joker movie does not feel like Joker at all. It might be a great movie, but yeah, it does, I'm not all that excited about it either. Marlena, ignore Darth Adam Zoom. Okay. Tiki of Doom says Toy Story 2 is great. I would say it was okay. I didn't hate it. Cinnamon says, Antraker, tell Thomas he accidentally made a new GPS he needs to do from current position. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, just so you know, Thomas, if you don't use from current position, it just puts 000, so that doesn't help us. Luke throws 10 euros into the chat. Thank you so much, Luke. I do appreciate it. Kathleen Kennedy is the source of evil from the Charm series. The sisters fighting her are Lore and Drag, Birdo Piper, and the Phoebe Trekker. After his sex change, you need the power of 3. Luke, that was about the most disturbing comment I think I've ever read. Tiki, ride like the wind, bullseye. And Luke wants MEGGACHAT number 2. You got it, Luke. I don't even remember which one that is, but we'll find out in a second. Oh, no.
Vessels moving into range.
On screen.
Let's get lost in that magic place all alone now. Drink your fill from my fountain of love, wet your lips. I'm a man, I'm a teaser, I'm a man, well I'm a virgin, I'm a man, I'm a one-night stand, a man, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a dream, I'm a dream divine, make love together.
He's dead.
And too bad Alexander's not here. He would be so excited because that's his favorite thing in the whole world is seeing 7 of 9. Blackadder says, I blame you for Star Wars. I saw you wearing the Future is Female shirt and the pink kitty hat with the Resist logo on the script. You fell leaving the studio, and that's how you hurt your back. Black Adam, I know you really believe that, but that's just propaganda coming from the evil nation of Caroga. So don't believe any of that crap that comes out of Caroga. It's all lies. What is better, St. Pauli girl or Stella Artois? I had no idea. I mean, I know what the St. Pauli girl is. I'm not sure. Stella Artois? I'm not sure who that is. And I don't drink St. Pauli, so yeah. And Thomas says SOB for some reason. Yes, it looks just like that. Okay. Nicole says, I've watched Charmed. I have not. Marlena's muting. No, my poor ears, says the Epic Beard. And let's see. Did you know that Toy Story 2 was a reskin of a direct-to-video idea? Yes, I did know that. And let me check something, because... All right. Well, that's weird. Mrs. Antrecker texted me just saying, never mind. Okay. Mute button broke. I'm melting. I built up immunity to this. Are you going to change your channel? No, probably not, Total Anthony. At least not for now. I've made the decision at this point that I will table it until the fall, because many people, including my good friend Gary over at Nerdrotic, keeps reminding me and of the fact that the summertime is YouTube's slow season. So so I will give it until then to see if we can get anywhere. The problem is, of course, YouTube is actively deplatforming this channel, and I don't know what to do about that. So let's see. Bird O. Piper can freeze time. Lore and Drag can move objects by making them flee him. And Phoebe Trekker has visions. She can see crap about to happen. Mercer, they call Stella wife beater. Just saying. Okay. Tuvok hit a lot of buttons to turn off the comms. He really did. It seemed to take him a while. I think he secretly was trying to record it because he really actually liked it. My fiance loves Stella. It's her beer of choice. Oh, that's a beer? Okay. Stella is a Belgian beer. Okay, I did not know that. Thank you, Luke. But now Dar says Stella is wine. Okay. Who doesn't love 7 of 9? I had a crush on Jerry Ryan for about 20 years. All right. And Thomas said, added the coordinates. Did you change? Okay, let's see. Let me go to the menu. Yeah, I got way too many GPSs in here now. Let's see. So that one will delete. That one will delete because we don't need that anymore. Let's see. Where is it? This one? No, that's the one that you created. All right. Anti-base 1, backdoor to Caroga, mount base, order Cobalt, Cinnamon landing pods. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see that last GPS you sent. That's weird. GPS better cross. So it should be in there, but I don't see it. Yeah, there's, for some reason I didn't, let's try searching. Yeah, it's not coming up on my GPS list. I have no idea why. Scott wants to know, since you've served in the U.S. Military, I like hearing Americans meeting the British military. I like hearing Americans meeting the British military. Do you have any? If you're asking if I've ever met anyone from the British military, face to face, no. When I was in the military, unfortunately for me, my entire time in the United States Army, I spent in Alabama, so I never got to leave the country. Doomcock must have lost his mind with Jerry Ryan with her red hair. What? Doomcock must have lost his mind with Jerry Ryan with her red hair. No idea what you're talking about. 7 of 9 versus Jar Jar Binks in a game of Twister. Who wins? Probably Jar Jar, based on seems to have a little more flexibility there. Tuvix was trying to report for violations to the Human Rights Act. Okay. Stella is not a wine. It's a nasty beer from Belgium. Joseph said, okay, MEGGACHAT is, let's see. Okay, MEGGACHAT is over. I'm back. Scientific and answer. I'm not sure I'd trust a guy who said you loved Captain Marvel for your channel advice. I think Gary's trying to phase out the competition. No, I think Gary misunderstood what my feelings on Captain Marvel, because I did come out somewhat defensive of Captain Marvel. And the main thing was that, okay, was Captain Marvel a horrible, horrible film? The answer to that is no, it really wasn't a horrible, horrible film. However, if you were to say, was it a great film, a wonderful entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? No, I think that the film was average. And so the thing is, though, is that since I'm probably the only, I'm not a major player, but the only person with over 1,000 subs in the nerd community that actually came out defending Captain Marvel in the slightest, people think that I love Captain Marvel, just like people thought that I hated Star Trek Star Trek First Contact because I ripped it to shreds in my review, but that's kind of what I do. So yeah. Let's see. Who would win movie versions only first film? Hit Girl versus Sonya Blade. Movie versions? Hit Girl. Because Sonya Blade, Hit Girl would just shoot her and it'd be over in like 2 seconds. And if you look at the level of skill that Hit Girl displayed, it is far superior to anything Sonya Blade did. Sorry, I was thinking of Stella Rosa. That's the one. Yeah, okay, Stella Rosa I actually have a couple of bottles of. I like Stella Rosa wine. I'm not a big wine person, but I like sweeter wines, and Stella Rosa is sweet. Sorry, I meant to say stories. That's what I figured, but no, I don't have any stories about meeting up with British military because I never got to meet any British military. Roxall says, you spent your entire military career in Alabama. That had to feel like you were an invading force. Actually, it wasn't bad. It's just that I wanted to see the world, and I saw one town in Alabama. The people there were nice, but yeah, I was a little disappointed, to say the least. Didn't get anything out of this pod. And let's see, what is Mercer sending? Another, hopefully, I'm assuming it's another Far Side. Yep, let's take a look here. Don't worry, Jimmy, they're just actors. That's not real ketchup. Very good. I don't remember that one. But Sonya Blade is an adult, Hit Girl as a child. Did you not see Kick-Ass? Black Adams, I missed Black Adams' comment. Says, I think Storm and the X-Men should be case as Ginger Woman and Bishop should be a blonde dude. You know, it's only fair. Well, here's the thing, Black Adam, and I understand, you know, the sarcasm there and what you're saying, but that is a problem. Is that, you know, people make this, you know, like with the whole James Bond thing. They're like, oh, why are you making a big deal out of it being a woman? You just hate women. And it's like, okay, then let's make Storm into a white dude. Oh, that's wrong. That's racist. Why is that racist if it's not racist to do the same thing to a character that's been traditionally a white male? Well, because white men are bad. Okay, so it's just your political agenda showing up in film. No, it's just, and so, you know, you go in circles. And quite frankly, I have little time for people of that kind of mindset. I also defended you on Captain Marvel. We agreed on it. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. But some people like Gary, you know, got the feeling that, okay, it was, you know, it was something, you know, that I really, really liked the movie or something. And maybe I did come across a little too kind to it because of all the insane level of negativity coming from a lot of, there we go, and looks like I can, the better cross is there now, so let's see if I can find it. Caroga Mountain, what's that? That's Cobalt, so I'm sure it's back over towards the base. Let's head that way, and we'll see what we can find. Not a bad film, but an average film. One that is a poor MCU film. Yes, and that's just it. Is that it's not a great addition to the MCU. There it is. Okay, there's our cross. Very nice. Very impressive work here, Thomas. So, a little bit of a rough landing. So yes, this will be the official location of the Turdistani Monastery Outreach Center for Carogan refugees. Because, you know, Carogan refugees need a place to go. Sonya Blade, as in Mortal Kombat, I've met and hung out with the actor who played Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, and Scorpion in the games, Master Danielle Pacina? I'm probably butchering that name. Nice guy. Very cool. Scott says, my wife is on holiday in Japan. She said she will get me some Star Trek ships, figurines, etc. Is there anything you recommend trying to find? Well, I don't know, but that's cool. I don't know what's available in Japan. But that is very cool. I just say, hey, Scott, send some pictures. I want to see. Carlos says, hope you don't mind. I've just joined your server. I'll go it alone, but I will not attack unless attacked first. Fair enough, Carlo, but do remember what you'll want to do, honestly, is create your own faction, and then you'll want to basically send out a request for peace to everybody. Because here's what will happen, and this is something you got to be careful of. If you are not have a peace treaty, and let's say you come up to the Carogan border where we have our defensive turrets. Well, the turrets don't know that you're a friend unless you have a peace treaty with us, and so they will just shoot you. And we don't want that to happen, obviously. So, yes. So, Thomas, a couple of things we need to do with this. And because I do like this cross. Very good. Although it's going to take a while. We're going to have to obviously fill in the gaps here. We'll need to put a couple of turbines on it so we have some power. And then we'll need to put some turrets to defend it, because you know how the Carogan military is. And let's see here. And the Bridget Wilson version, I think First Contact, I see, is underrated. I think the story moves at a good clip. The first 15 minutes are a bit too fast, but then a lot of great scenes and moments I'm willing to overlook the plot holes. Well, I'll tell you, my biggest problem with First Contact is, to me, that they butchered the character of Picard. That's my biggest beef with First Contact as a film. I think the Borg fight scene at the beginning was epic, but too short, and that should have been the climax of the movie, because everything after that cube invasion at the beginning of the movie is underwhelming. Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad, attempted to apply the same logic recently when he reacted to the CNN coverage of 2 Trump tweets about some congresswoman with bad ideas. I'm not sure what logic you're referring to there, Luke. Basically, they were saying those tweets were the tweets were racist. He asked, how is this racist, to someone who retweeted the report. It went as you would expect. They never answered and insulted him. Of course. Mercer says, nice. What is your favorite album cover art? That's a completely random question, and I have no clue. Nothing just pops to mind, unfortunately. So I can't name one off the top of my head. I'm sure I should be able to, but I can't think of anything. So if we put a wind turbine there, and then we put another wind turbine over here, because we'll want this to be relatively well defended here. And let's see, we'll go put turret here. So we'll put a couple of turrets there and there. And then in case they decide to attack from up here, we'll put, well, let's see. We'll put a couple turrets about this height. That'll give it some nice elevation to shoot from a distance. There we go. Yes, this will be a wonderful marker as a beacon of hope for the people of Caroga to come to the Free Republic of Kurdistan. Let's see. I know how the Caroga military is inept. Well, that's true. How dare you accuse me of not being honest? Rock solid. Luke says, Etcher, wait, you're going to put wind turbines on a giant cross. Did you go back to atheism or something? Well, no, but you got to have, some power. I mean, the line must be drawn here and no further. Yeah, I think that scene would have been better if it was with Picard and Sisko, but they didn't take advantage of that possibility. So the Carogan religion is spreading throughout Kurdistan. No, first of all, the Christianity is not a Carogan exclusive. You may find that shocking, but true. So, yeah. It just isn't. Best album cover contender, the White Album by the Beatles. Well, that's kind of a cheat. Okay, how about Smell the Glove? There you go. My favorite album, Smell the Glove. So, from good old Spinal Tap. If you haven't seen the album art, it's because the album was never really released with the proper album art. But yes. A giant cross should generate faith that you can use to power machine guns. Yeah. So then we got to figure out what color should we make this cross. The Carogan cross has nothing to do with Christianity. Well, of course not, because you guys are. So what is it then? Let me see. And what do you guys worship then? Just you? Answer. Wait, Picard and Sisko. Yeah, that was something that could have, and I talked about this a little bit during my First Contact review. But yes, unfortunately, like they brought the Defiant in the opening battle in First Contact, which was cool to see. But for some reason, Worf was the only cast regular from Deep Space Nine that was on board the Defiant, which was, quite frankly, stupid. And they should have had Sisko in command of the Defiant, as he frequently was. And have I think it would have been really, really cool to have Sisko and Picard having a battle of wills throughout the film, because Sisko has got some strong issues with Picard. And I think that would have been freaking awesome if that was the dynamic. And then you could have Picard being the intellectual, Sisko being the, no, we got to kick some ass. And it would have made a lot more sense than to have Picard trying to do both. I think that was a mistake. And so the cross is a perch for the great bird of the sky. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, I didn't realize that. Mercer says, hell yes. Oh, Rush Moving Pictures. Moving Pictures. I'll tell you, that was actually my first concert that I went to was it Moving Pictures? I think it was. Yeah, Rush Moving Pictures. I thought you was the evil god of the Caroga. No, I'm not. No. Nobody worships me. I am the duly elected representative of the people. And, of course, we do have a monarchy, but it's similar to the UK where the actual monarchy doesn't have direct control. Only the elected president does. But we do all bow down before the great queen of Turdistan, Mrs. Anti-Trekker. And it's purely coincidental that I got elected. And so, but although since Mrs. Anti-Trekker is so highly revered, then, you know, that explains it. Can you do curved metal? Yes, actually. If you look at, these are different metallic shapes that you can make. And yes, there is round armor shapes. I was actually thinking about going back and reshaping the cross, to have some curves on the edges. I think that would be cool. So the Carogan god is basically a Gawauld in need of a landing platform. Sounds like it, yes. I like your take. My wife loves Worf, but watching First Contact, she was confused why Sisko is not in command. Exactly. And if you think back to Emissary, the first episode of DS9, and Sisko's absolute resentment for Picard, because Picard, in the form of Locutus, is directly responsible for Sisko's wife's death. And so he hates Picard. And if he and Picard had to work together to stop the Borg, man, there's so much great, room there for some dramatic tension that they never, ever took advantage of, which is a real shame. Kill Bird's little snake. It's controlling his mind. Bird has a little snake? I mean, it sounds like a personal problem. U2 has a very powerful image on their album cover. I don't know that one off the top of my head. I've never been a big U2 fan, to be honest with you. I do like some of the Depeche Mode album covers, but yeah, I still think I'm going to go with Smell the Glove. Let's see, Blackout says, when I get in, I'm going to bomb the heck of the lake and make it I'm going to you mean bomb the heck of the lake? Well, if you do, Black Adam, you will make an enemy out of us, because that lake is sacred. Wife, I thought it was his fiancée. What, Mrs. Anti-Trekker? Or did I miss something? I'm completely lost. The only celebrity I would pay for an autograph is Gary Larson. I would pay to get an autograph from Gary Larson. That would be cool. And Captain Cat's like, yeah, I saw First Contact. I was like, huh? Worf in command? And the thing is, and I mentioned that during my review, it is not completely unheard of to have Worf in command of the Defiant. There are several episodes of Deep Space Nine where Worf takes the Defiant out and is in command while Sisko stays back at the station. But it would have been so much better had Sisko been there, because, I mean, Avery Brooks is a great actor. Patrick Stewart is a great actor. And the two of them bumping heads, oh! You know, I think that would have been awesome. All right, so I am going to wrap it up there, guys. But I do want to thank you for hanging out with me. And don't forget to go to antitrekker.com or birdoprey.com. Get the instructions for joining our server if you want to. The server's been getting a little more popular lately, and we hope that it continues to grow. If you guys have fun with it, we'll eventually upgrade the server if we need to get it to where it can hold more than 10 people at a time. Just please play by the rules. If you're going to join the server, don't be a dick. Don't attack people when they're not around to defend themselves and stuff like that, because that is kind of a dick move. And it's all to have fun in the end. That's what we're shooting for. Anyway, guys, have an awesome whatever it is in your part of the world, and take care.